There are some pretty cool devil fruits in One Piece. For example, did you know that there's a devil fruit that can induce sexual pleasure, ecstasy, and euphoria? Not that I need something like that. So, as a tribute, we've compiled a list of the top 10 strongest devil fruits that grant unimaginable powers to those who consume them. Number 10. Hito Hito no Mi, model Nika. Luffy's Hito Hito no Mi, formerly known as Gomu Gomu no Mi, is the very first devil fruit that fans saw in the story. Everyone thought that the protagonist's devil fruit was among the useless bunch. However, as the story progressed, it turned out that it's one of the best. Luffy accidentally ate the fruit and it granted him the ability to become rubber-like. According to the Gorosei, also known as the Five Elders, they chased the Gomu Gomu no Mi for a long time, but weren't able to get their hands on it for the past 800 years. It seemed like the devil fruit was always getting away from them, and this is entirely possible because Zoan types have a will of their own. The Gorosei believes that this fruit has the most ridiculous power in the world. It gives the user a body of rubber in combat, and they're only limited by their imagination on the battlefield. Mythical devil fruits usually refer to the creatures who are mythical in nature, like Buddha or Phoenix or even the perfect girlfriend. However, Nika seems to be something that Oda has created specifically for the world of One Piece. He's one of the 4 gods that existed in its past. Like Buddha, Nika is a mythical being whose body is made up of rubber in the world of One Piece. It's quite unusual, but Oda has been foreshadowing it for a while now. While we know that the Nika model has endless possibilities, it's truly not just limited to what rubber can do. In chapter 1046, we saw Luffy catching and using lightning, which has no real relation to rubber besides not being able to conduct through it. This may just be an indication that the Nika model is truly capable of performing godly things like Gorosei mentioned. The sky is the limit for this devil fruit, and whatever its user imagines turns into reality. So far, we've only seen glimpses of it, but soon we'll discover more. Number 9. Hobi Hobi no Mi. Eaten by sugar, the Hobi Hobi no Mi is a paramecia-type devil fruit that's extremely dangerous for anyone to fight against. Just a single touch from the user of this devil fruit turns the opponent into a toy. The user of the fruit is then free to sign a contract with the toy and make them obey the conditions they set. The real identity of the person who turned into the toy is then shockingly erased from the minds of every single person in the world, leaving them all alone and a slave to the devil fruit's power. Now imagine this for an entire country, subjugating anyone who opposes the ruling tyrannical force. It doesn't matter how strong a person is. As long as the user is able to touch them, they're turned into a cute toy to be enslaved by the kingdom. As an added bonus, it also halts the aging process of its user, like with sugar, who will forever look 10 years old despite currently being 22. Number 8. Ope Ope no Mi. The Ope Ope no Mi is arguably one of the best devil fruits in the One Piece series, and for good reason. This devil fruit is worth a grand total of 5 billion bellies. To put it into perspective, Goldie Rogers had the highest known bounty in pirate history at 5,564,800,000 bellies. That's how important this fruit is to the world government. It's extremely valuable in the right hands, especially under Trafalgar Law. This devil fruit grants the ability to create a room of light, referred to as an operating room, and then the user is able to manipulate anything in a variety of fantastical ways. But in order for this ability to work, Law has to make sure that his targets are within the sphere. He can then use this ability in the following ways. He can slice anything in half with Amputate. He can teleport objects within the sphere with Shambles. He can use telekinetic powers to levitate objects with Tact. He can attack someone's internal organs with Gamma Knife. He can even swap abstract concepts like people's souls. There are some strange parts of these abilities though. For example, those affected by Amputate won't bleed if they're cut. On the contrary, the Ope Ope no Mi will leave their body parts intact. However, Law can still damage One Piece characters by using other moves, such as Gamma Knife. The main weakness of this fruit is that it requires tons of stamina. Number 7. Inu Inu no Mi, model Okuchi no Makami. In chapter 1020, Yamato is revealed to have eaten the Inu Inu no Mi, model Okuchi no Makami, a mythical Zoan-type devil fruit that grants the power to transform into a hybrid and full version of the Okuchi no Makami, a legendary wolf that, according to Kaido, is a guardian deity of Wano country. The transformation not only greatly boosts the user's physical abilities, but as a carnivorous Zoan, it presumably bestows a heightened predatory instinct, on top of equipping the user with canine fangs and claws well suited for combat. More specifically, the wolf form seems to come with a dramatic increase in physical strength. In Yamato's case, enough to let them clash near evenly with their father Kaido, an emperor of the sea, while the latter had even assumed his extremely powerful human dragon form. Moreover, as with other fruits of the mythical Zoan variety, this one blesses the user with at least one special ability. In particular, the user is able to generate ice, which they can expel as blasts from their mouth or otherwise make appear from their body. They can even use such ability without transforming. Besides, for the furry community, no weaknesses are currently known of this ability besides the standard ones for a devil fruit user. Number 6. Soru Soru no Mi. One Piece creator, Eiichiro Oda, has said that the Soul Soul fruit is a more powerful version of Gecko Moria's Shadow Shadow fruit. And for good reason. Instead of cutting off people's shadows to create a zombie army, this devil fruit allows its user to pull sections of people's souls to create an everything army. Big Mom has been shown to have an entire army comprised of talking animals, furniture, mountains, and even her own living pirate ship that resembles a 1920s-style rubber hose cartoon. She even uses pieces of her own soul to create the living embodiment of fire and the weather. The only limitations of the devil fruit seen thus far is that she only seems to be in control of her army if Big Mom is focused, and that her victims have to fear her to have their souls taken. Number 5. Yami Yami no Mi. The Yami Yami no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit that allows its user to produce, become, and control darkness, thus transforming them into Darkman. This fruit was eaten by Marshall D. Teach, who stole it from the commander of the 4th Fleet of the Whitebeard Pirates, Satch. This fruit is said to be unique, even for Logia type, and the ability it grants is the most demonic. The fruit is not only capable of nullifying attacks from other fruits, it's also able to steal the abilities from other fruits and allow the user to use them. Teach stole Whitebeard's fruit and can now control both the Yami Yami no Mi and the Gura Gura no Mi, which can create earthquakes. When he first showed this ability, it really shook fans up. Number 4. Pika Pika no Mi. The Pika Pika no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit that allows the user to create, control, and transform into light at will, turning the user into a light human. Great way to lose weight, huh? It enables the user to move at the speed of light and transport themselves by means of reflection. The Pika Pika no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit eaten by Borsalino, better known as Admiral Kizaru. It theoretically makes him the fastest person in all of One Piece and allows him to travel by reflection. The major strength of this fruit, like all other Logia-type fruits, is that it allows its user to produce and control the characteristic element of the fruit. Thus, Kizaru is able to generate and become light, and therefore use attacks based on this element. If he had a superhero name, what would it be? Like the Human Laser, the Flashlight, Lightman? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 3. Uo Uo no Mi Model Seiryu. Since his introduction, Kaido has amazed One Piece fans with his sheer power and menacing aura. Kaido is the main villain of the Wano arc and is considered by many fans as one of the best villains in the entire series. He holds the title of the strongest creature in the world, and the Wano arc is proof of why he deserves it. Formerly a member of the legendary Rocks Pirates, Kaido made a name for himself with his strength and strength alone. Kaido's devil fruit, the Uo Uo no Mi Model Seiryu, is one of the rare mythical Zoan devil fruits. This devil fruit allows Kaido to transform into a giant dragon that can easily destroy an entire city. In his dragon form, Kaido can blast away his opponents with burrow breath, and his strength is unimaginable. The scales on his body also grant him near invincibility. However, it's sad to say that he can't grant any wishes in this form. Number 2. Magu Magu no Mi. In the earliest seasons of this long-running anime, viewers saw Luffy become enemies with quite a few different individuals. One enemy that genuinely made the future Pirate King snap is Akainu, the user of the super powerful devil fruit Magu Magu no Mi. The Magu Magu no Mi allows its user to become, generate, and control magma at will. The fruit's powers were shown during the Battle of Marineford, and the fruit wasn't named until SBS Volume 62. The Magu Magu no Mi is the fruit that has the greatest offensive power of all the devil fruits. The main strength of this fruit is that it allows Akainu to become and produce magma to attack his opponents. Its intense heat can instantly vaporize an iceberg and bubble the seawater in which the magma lands. It also takes priority over fire-based powers, for example. With his power, he was able to fight a 10-day battle against the powers of ice and was strong enough to permanently change the climate of half an island into a hellish blaze. Number 1. Gura Gura no Mi. The Gura Gura no Mi has been said to be the strongest paramecia and is widely feared for its world-ending capabilities. As Sengoku said, it may very well be us that meets our end here today, because that man holds the power to destroy the very world. Vice Admiral Tsuru said that even if she retreated to the ends of the ocean, there would be no safe place left in the world for her to go when faced with the power of the Gura Gura no Mi. So what makes it so infamous? Aren't there other devil fruits with potential world-ending abilities? A few potential devil fruits that come to mind are the Fujitora, a devil fruit that enables its user to create and manipulate gravitational forces, or if Kizaru's Pika Pika no Mi can create or become a literal sun, or could perhaps make solar flares, or change his spectrum of light to a more dangerous one, or even someone like Caesar Clown who could poison or mutate the atmosphere. So if other fruits are potentially world-ending, why does the Gura Gura no Mi get the top spot? Maybe it's not strength, but fear. Notice how it's mostly the world government that fears or refers to the fruit as world-ending? Let's see some of what we already know the Gura Gura no Mi can accomplish. Perhaps the most feared and one of the strongest powers is the ability to create tsunamis. In an oceanic world, that ability is absolutely terrifying. The user can grab and shake the air or the atmosphere and ocean itself. The user can also send out shockwaves and imbue his body parts with quake bubbles. It's fair to say that this is one powerful fruit, but is it the devil fruit or the user who makes it infamous? Part of why the Gura Gura no Mi has so far been intimidating is that it was in the hands of the world's strongest man, and is now owned by one of the 4 emperors, Blackbeard. Had someone like Usopp eaten the fruit, it may have seemed underutilized or weaker. This devil fruit has no apparent weakness, aside from the standard paramecia devil fruit weaknesses. However, this power might enable the user to completely avoid seawater. This would explain why the world's government fears it and labels it world-ending. Not only because it can kill all life on the planet, but because it could undo the red line and free the oceans from the world government. Simply put, not only could the Gura Gura no Mi end the world, it could also end the world government, which is much worse. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And leave a comment down below about your favorite devil fruit. My favorites are the one that control elements, like water or ice or magma, or like light and darkness. Those are pretty cool. Dark man.